I have a pretty big house. My room has a huge window where my bed is right next to, so at night I usually stay up on my iPod on my bed with the window open. On the outside of my window, there's the driveway where my dad's cars are parked. The window was closed that day and all the lights were off except the red glow of my alarm clock. At around 3 a.m., for some reason, I look out the window. There's this about 5'8" guy in a big black sweater staring directly into my window. He is about 10 feet away from me and I'm staring right at his face. I thought he was going to run away, but I realize he cannot see me at all. While all of this is happening, he is walking very slowly sideways, still looking right at my window. I run to my dad's room, wake him the fuck up, get a bat I had lying around, and run to the front door, which leads right out to the driveway. I unlock the door, turn the doorknob, and kick the shit out of the door so he can clearly hear it. I walked outside to give him time to run. I looked around. My dad's car door was wide open. Also, the backyard motion-sensitive lights were on, which meant he ran around my house the right side. No cops necessary. Like a boss. At about 3 this afternoon, a group of guys attempted to break into my second-floor apartment while I was home. I was in my office on the computer when there was a knock at the front door. When I answered, there were two guys there. They looked surprised when I answered and asked me if I had seen their dog. I told them no, said I would keep an eye out, and as I was walking back down the hall, I looked out the window in time to see another guy climbing over the balcony. He saw me and climbed down real quick. I ran over, locked the door to the balcony, grabbed my phone, locked myself into the bathroom, and called the police. It was so scary. The worst part is that I live in a very small town in a pretty nice apartment on the second floor. There is no way these guys went unseen while climbing my balcony, as my balcony faces the central courtyard of our complex, and there were lots of people coming and going, yet no one bothered to question their actions. I no longer feel safe in my own home. It's hours later and I am still shaking. I just keep thinking about what would have happened if I had not entered the door. I could have walked out of the bathroom or something, and right into the middle of a robbery. When I was 17, I had a boyfriend who was in the army. We didn't live on base, but in a tiny neighboring town nearby. He had some beef with a skinhead gang who had some members that were also in the army. One night while we were sleeping, they knocked on our door. It was about 2 a.m. and we had no peephole or window near the door, so I opened it with the chain on. As soon as I did, 5 guys rushed the door and broke the chain. They all had baseball bats. The lights in the living room only stayed on for about 10 seconds before they began smashing my lamps. The overhead lights light on the fan, and then the kitchen and bedroom lights with their bats. I've never almost pissed my pants until then. I was so scared my legs turned to rubber. Strangely after they broke the chain, but before they smashed the lights, my vision got really dark, like the lights were dimming down. This was the first time it ever happened, but to this day, if something startles me, my vision goes almost black before snapping back to normal. So these guys grab my boyfriend and are holding him down on the couch. 2 guys holding him down, while the others take swings at his torso with their bats. I have no clue what to do, so I try to tackle them by taking a running jump. It's not really effective. I'm 17 and short, and these guys are like 25 and huge. My feet are bloody and cut up from running through broken glass, and I'm only wearing a t-shirt and undies. We had one phone in the house, and it was in the bedroom, and I somehow felt like these guys weren't going to let me get to it. I ran out of the house, no shoes, bloody feet, glass digging in deeper every step, and looked for the town's only cop. This is Nolanville, Texas, population 2,000. I ended up at the post office a few blocks over. There's a payphone, so I tried calling 911. It rang and I was immediately put on hold. While I was waiting, the cop found me. He handcuffed me and put me in the cruiser because I didn't have any pants on. I tried to explain that my house had been broken into and my boyfriend was being assaulted, but the cop insisted on running my SS number to make sure everything added up. While I was in the back of the police car, I see the 5 guys drive past us in a pickup truck. After everything checked out okay with my record, the cop drove me to my home, blowing off my break-in story. My door was wide open, only the porch light lit. My boyfriend was still on the couch, curled up in a ball. He declined to go to the hospital. We found out later he had 2 broken ribs. The cop called a backup unit from another neighboring town and then urged us to name the attackers, but my boyfriend wouldn't. We've never been fond of local law enforcement. Not much ever came of it, except I have a little PTSD from it, and we bought a shotgun to keep besides the front door.